The quality of voice is okay?
It's perfect.
Okay, your voice is perfect. The screen is good. Okay, recording. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's start our conversation with my first question. The question is that why some anti-Iranian media, I think you know, that they are supported by big governments like USA or other countries, are trying to promote and telling Iranian people and inside that not to participate in elections, and why they are trying to boycotting Iranian upcoming presidential election.
First of all, this is a clear intervention in the sovereignty of the Islamic Republic. No country in the world has the right to ask other people to vote or not to vote to this person or not to that person, or not to go to voting, because voting is something that is considered in the West, in many countries, as a duty. So calling upon the population not to vote, it is to delegitimize the elections that are forthcoming, because already there is an understanding that the Islamic Republic is going to vote for someone who's not far from what the late President Raisi's government was and which kind of policy Iran was conducting. So I think the request not to vote is to show to the world that not many people have voted, which is exactly what is happening in the West, where less than 50% of people are voting. So this is not a measure to understand what is democracy and what is not democracy, but it's a clear intervention in Iran's internal affairs.
May I ask you to make an example that you told that it's less than 50% in some Western countries?
Like in France, for example, President Emmanuel Macron got 23% only in the first elections and in the first round, and people voted for him only because they didn't want to vote for the extreme right Marine Le Pen. And this is how he became president. But at the European Parliament elections, it is obvious that people didn't want him. So he has lost the elections. And this is why he is calling for a new general election in the country with the hope that people will vote for him and support him. But people don't want him. So he is a president against the will of the population, because people did not have a choice between only two candidates that were available, one worse than the other. So this is why people did not go to vote.
Excuse me. As we see in the media, that they are trying to say that actually this is kind of legitimacy participating. Nowadays, we assume that it's showing the legitimacy of a government, that if more people are participating in election, it means that they are accepting that state. What it would be if more people, for example, more than 50% of Iranian people would participate in our upcoming presidential election? What it would be the effect on Iran, on the region, and yes, on the region and in Iran?
I was in Venezuela during the last elections, and it was obvious that people participated. They went to elect Maduro as a president, and the West did not recognize the elections, even if many people went and chose their president, because he was demonized by the West. It is exactly with Iran. If many people go to the elections, nothing is going to change. The West is always going to consider Iran as the evil in the Middle East, when the Americans have interfered in so many wars, killed so many peoples, that even the US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin just a few weeks ago recognized that the Americans went to Afghanistan, to Iraq, and they failed to own the heart and mind of the population because they did not construct, but they destroyed. So Iran today is in a better position than ever because it has strong allies, because it shows how the American model is not a choice, that the choice is for the people to decide their ruling and what kind of ruling they want away from the US hegemony. And this is important for the people of the Middle East to see there are new elections in Iran immediately after the decease of the president, and to see the wheel of democracy is back on track. For other countries in the Middle East, in Asia, and around the world, it is important for them to know who is leading the country and who they have to deal with. Those who are friends of Iran will continue dealing with Iran and improve the relationship as the Shanghai Cooperation, the BRICS, Asia, China, Russia, Latin America, Africa, the Middle East, and those who stand against Iran in the Western Club, they will always have the same position.
And what is your, I don't know how much you know about inside of Iranian people. What is your idea about that? How many percent of Iranian people would participate in election?